Hello, everyone. This is Julie Hansberry, executive with Send Out Cards, coming to you from Seattle, Washington. I want to welcome you all to this recording. This recording is being done to start giving some previews or walkthroughs to help everyone orient themselves with the new platform. I've noticed lots of questions on the official page and just thought I'd do my part to help answer some questions that some of you out there may have. So I'm going to go ahead here and share my screen, and we'll get underway. So I actually had a call on Tuesday night, Tuesday the 24th, and sadly the recording was not adequately done. So redoing this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to break this recording up into 3 or 4 different segments so the videos themselves are shorter. So this first video is just going to be about orienting you to the new platform, showing you what the menu options are, how the menu options work, and where you can find things in the new platform. I do want to just suggest to you as we go to the new platform, please put on your glasses like you're looking at this brand new for the first time and you know nothing about the old system, because some of the things in the new system work completely differently than the old platform. And if you kind of put that mindset in your head as you're going forward, it makes the transition a little bit easier. Just something that I have found. A couple questions that have come up too that I'm going to answer right before we get started. First of all, nothing changes on the old platform moving to the new. All of your contacts will be transferred. All of your pictures will be transferred. All of your campaigns will be transferred. All of your history in the old platform will be able to be accessed on the new. There seems to be some confusion on all of that. So that's definitely the case. And again, just to reiterate from corporate, if you want to stay on the point subscription plan, you can. I will share, however, my personal, and this is based on my personal experience trying to utilize the new platform and the old. They don't like to play nice with each other, okay? So I'm really encouraging all of my team and my customers to work very hard at getting rid of their current points if they have any stockpiled. And a great way to do that quickly is send yourself some gifts, some things that maybe you've wanted to have as samples, or maybe just things you want to tuck away for the holidays to give away as gifts. Get rid of those points, get on the new subscription plan, and you'll find things a lot easier when it comes to the payment process when you finally get rid of the old points and expense. They're going away eventually. Corporate has been very generous extending that, but again, just my own personal experience, and I know the experience others are having, it makes things much more simplified if you can just get on the new and get off the old. I mean, it's eventually going away. You will also notice some things with editing campaigns. This has been covered in corporate. If you have any frustrations or challenges going forward, always recommend you first go to the official Facebook group page. If you're a referral partner, you have access to that. If you're listening to this video and you're a customer, reach out to your referral partner sponsor, and they can get you that information. And it's also available in the resource section in your account. So latest and breaking news, FAQs, but just a couple of tips to keep in mind if you're still experiencing a lot of problems, because most of the major things seem to have been corrected. These are the 4 steps that I would take. First and foremost, log out of your account. Make sure you are completely logged out of your account. Go clear your cache and your cookies in whatever browser you are using. If you are using Internet Explorer, you will continue to have problems. It's just never been a good browser that talks nicely with Send Out Cards. Chrome and Firefox are highly recommended. I'm actually using Chrome exclusively for Send Out Cards and finding I have fewer issues there. So whatever browser you're using, clear your cache and cookies. And then you're also going to, I would reboot my computer, seriously, just to make sure all that those settings or all that cleaning up is really taking place. I would go ahead and reboot my computer and then log back into your account. Do the same thing with a phone app. Make sure you're running on the latest, greatest updated version. And to make sure you're doing that, again, I delete the app and I reinstall it. It's just easier to do it that way. The first time I go in and use it again, it takes a couple minutes to reload everything, but I just find that to be the most effective way to avoid anything that might be lingering out there. These computers are so smart, but they always want to go back and use old information, not necessarily the latest and greatest. So I just find that forces them to make sure they're using the most current updates. So once you've done all those things, patience is key. If you're still having some issues, reach out to corporate, and the best way to do that at this point, if you want to avoid the long lines on the telephone, is to send a support ticket. Email support@sendoutcards.com. Again, the email is support@sendoutcards.com. You may not always get a direct response or a response quickly, but believe me, they're reading everything and they're working on all the bugs. And again, this is another reason why you should stay plugged in, because most of the things that have been reported as issues have been corrected, and the corporate team has been great about getting that information back out onto the field. If you're keeping in touch with Steve Schultz's leadership call on Monday nights, the last couple weeks he's had John Rowan on, which has been giving us some great updates and just explaining why some of this stuff isn't quite working right. So just keep that in mind. So again, we're just going to do, this video is just going to be about showing you all the new buttons, all the new menu options, where to find everything. Some things are still located on the old platform. So if you can't find something on the new, go look at the old, and I know that at some point everything will be on the new platform. I'm just not aware of how that's going to happen yet. Okay, and I think they've done that just to keep things a little simplified in the beginning. So you log into your account and you see this real pretty pink banner on the top of your page. You're going to click on that where it says Launch Prompt Editor, and you're going to log into the new account. And this is what you should see when you log in. Excuse me. You're going to see your name in the upper right-hand corner. And some of you will see your picture. My picture's not showing up yet, but I'm not all that concerned about that. You'll see your upper right-hand corner, there's a home tab that takes you back to the beginning, just like your home key does. If you want to look at your business, if you click on the business option, this is just the information we provide for business professionals. This is kind of like what your retail page looks like. And then pricing, obviously self-explanatory, explains what the pricing packages are. And then if I click on Hello Julie, this tells me that I'm actually logged into my account, not my retail page. And this is where I got a little confused, because the retail page looks very similar to this. In fact, it's almost identical. So just make sure that you're obviously logged into your account. And here you're going to see a drop-down menu, sharing options, contact preferences, view your personal website options, back to old site. That's the easiest way to toggle back and forth. And then, of course, the log out button. I'm not going to go into any details about any of these. I just want to show you where they are. And we're going to do the same thing with all the other menu buttons too. Again, this is just a little orientation. All right. So when we go over here to the left side, you're going to see we have an account tab, a relationships tab. That's actually the new name for our contact manager. It's a relationship manager. We have a campaign button. Just a note about campaigns. If you are going to try to utilize a lot of the campaigns from the old platform into the new, and you try to edit them, you will have difficulty. And it's simply because the old platform is on Flash, the new platform is not. So if these campaigns are really important to you, I would actually encourage you to perhaps spend the time and just create new ones that reflect your old ones. You'll find it much less painful, and you'll have fewer issues if you do that. Another thing about housekeeping too, some of us that have been testing this for a while discovered that it was beneficial to go in and delete a lot of our old stuff. So, you know, old pictures, old campaigns you're not using anymore, you might want to just get those out of your account. And you can delete the things from the old platform, and it'll be reflected in the new. So that might help speed things up a little bit too. We have our card catalog button. We have our gift button. And if I'm operating on a 13-inch, and I'm not sure why somebody joined this, but hang on a second. I'm operating on a 13-inch laptop screen. So what that means is, I'm just going to unmute this. I don't know. Sorry. I thought we were doing this without an audience. So welcome, whoever you are. A pleasure to have you here. So anyway, I'm doing this on a 13-inch screen. All of your screen resolutions are different. So if you have a larger screen, this button may actually be expanded. And you'll see when I click on that, I get an expanded menu, which also includes an editor button and the button for my campaign store. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what each of these buttons do. And we're going to wrap up this video, and I'm going to record the next one on actually sending a card. So, account button. If you click on the account tab, this is where you find your current status, what your current shipping address is, what your current subscription is, and your username and password. If you want to change anything from here, this is where you do it, just hitting those hot pink buttons. I kind of like the fact that they're pink because they're like hot buttons, right? So they're the action buttons. If I scroll on down here, my notifications. Now this is one thing that is different in the new platform, and I've actually sent a suggestion in to have this be separated. You'll find when you log in here, the first notifications to see are all the cards you have sent, things that have been returned, people that have shared things with you. Those are those notifications. And then next you come into the birthdays and anniversaries. So I've actually sent in a request, again, support@sendoutcards.com, to have them separate this just so it's easier to navigate. And I have noticed that the last time I tried, when I click on the send a card button, it actually does not populate automatically the person's name and address like it does in the app. So just be aware of that. Again, as you run into these snags too, strongly encourage you to send tickets into support and get them on the list of things that they're working to correct. But so that's where you'll find notifications. So just scroll down if you don't see the birthdays and anniversaries right away. And I have to say, I've been sending more and more of my birthday cards from the app simply because it asks you, do you want to send a card or do you want to send a campaign? And it's a little bit more straightforward. So just FYI on that. And you'll see that Cody's birthday is coming up. Oh my gosh, 2 days away. Let's all send him some love and send him a birthday card, okay? The next button on this menu is drafted orders. I'm going to share with you, I'm a little confused on the difference between drafted orders and drafted cards. They appear to me to be a little bit of the same. These are cards that I've pulled up and I've started to play with them and I never finished doing anything with. So just FYI on that. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the difference is, but you can just get in here and play. And guys, this is the best way to learn the system. Just get in there and play, okay? Then we go to card history. Card history is pretty straightforward, okay? You're gonna pull up, let me get rid of this button here. You're gonna pull up every card you've ever sent, and the new ones come up first. So the latest and greatest appear first. Now, one thing you'll notice is we have preview windows now, so you can actually see what the card was that you sent, okay? And you can also see if you attached a gift, it'll show the gift, okay? I love that. Here's another feature I love. There's a search bar now in card history. So if I want to see every card I sent to, say, my son or any other individual, I can search by date, recipient, fulfilled, or pending. Okay, I'm just going to search. I want to see all the cards I've sent my son. So I'm going to type Nathan Hansberry. I'm going to hit enter for search. And there's all the cards I've ever sent my son. How cool is that? Very, very cool. Okay, so I love that new feature. We didn't have that in the old one, and I think it's really neat. Order history, again, pretty straightforward. This is every order you've ever placed, an order being every card you've sent, every gift you've sent. Now, I will say, as you see mine load here, I'm a little confused because a lot of these cards, these one recipient cards, I know were free cards, so I don't know if it just shows the value of that order, because then I have one down here that does say free. So I'm a little confused on these, but I'm not too worried. I'll figure it out eventually. And you'll see that if you want to resend a particular card, you can click resend, or you can click on invoice and see exactly what the invoice is. In fact, let's just do that real quick and let's see what happens. Okay, so this was a card I sent myself. Yeah, and I know that was a freebie. So I guess that was just the value, which would make sense. And I would actually ask, a suggestion to corporate would be maybe add another line, actual cost or something. But anyway, that's your order history. Okay, then you'll see the last button on this menu log is the card catalog. And that takes us again back to what I consider the main page. And the main page being the catalog is front and center, and then you have options to go other places. So let's look at this relationship tab. This takes us into our relationship marketer. Or I'm sorry, relationship management system, the old contact manager. And you'll see that everybody comes up at once. And then if you want to add a contact, you just simply hit this hot pink button in the upper right-hand corner, and you can add everyone's basic information. Now, we had discussed this on the call last night, that the advanced information doesn't appear to be here. The company name and family. So someone told me to hit these three little buttons here. And I think that's when you're actually in a contact. So let me just try that. So let's go to Todd. And then we hit his three little buttons. I lost my mouse here for a second. Here. Oh, here we go. Okay, view edit. Okay, and then if I do that, there I go. I got his more detailed information. And you'll see here, actually, this is really cool, guys. So this, I love the way Sawyer explained this at convention. He talked about the ribbons, okay? And if you look at how to navigate this website, it's a lot of ribbons. And by ribbons, I mean menu options over a top, and sometimes the toggle will go left to right on your screen. And I'll show you that more when we get into the catalog. But here we have contact details. We have important dates we can edit. We click on the family button, and this is where we can add women and children, or sorry, spouse and children. We can add notes, and we can add them to groups. Okay? Now, I did have a question from someone yesterday on, is there dated notes? I don't see any at this time, but that could change. And if I click on the Add Note button, oh, you'll see, okay, Add Note button, there's the answer to the question. You can add a date there. Not sure where to access the calendar yet, but you can add the date, okay? So we've got that. So really great things. And I have to tell you what I love about the Relationship Manager is, I'm just gonna go back to the main button. Have it go back here. Come on. Oh, I guess I have to close this. My mouse is doing all kinds of crazy things at the moment. Okay, see this hot button in the upper left-hand corner that says groups? Instant access to groups. If I click on that, all my groups will load versus having to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Remember how we used to have to do that? So I love being able to toggle this back and forth. Am I looking for groups or am I looking for individual contacts? And I can toggle that. And of course you can search just like we used to search before. So that works pretty much the same. Okay, so let's go back to the main page and let's look at this campaign button. So something new that you're going to notice is this extra tab. And this extra tab is purchase campaigns. So any campaigns that you have purchased from our new campaign store, and we're going to show you that in a minute, they will be listed here. And then all of your old campaigns, you just toggle that other button and you've got the campaigns that you've imported or brought over from your old site. Now, I do notice that they're not in alphabetical order, excuse me, like they used to be, but we have a new search button, so they really don't need to be. You can just search by the name, and I love this because I have so many that are alphabet, like I've named them by certain things, right? So I can pull them up, and instead of searching the long list through the alphabet. So if you do prefer them alphabetized, again, send that suggestion to corporate. I'm sure it's something they can accommodate at some point. But in the meantime, just use that search button. It works really great. I love it. If I'm looking for my birthday campaigns, I can type birthday. My birthday campaigns show up. It's really, really great. Again, that's something new that we have, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so let's go back to the catalog again, and let's look at gifts. Now, this is something you're going to notice. Not all of our gifts seem to be appearing in the new platform at the moment. I think that's just a matter of time bringing them all over. But for those of you who have switched to a new pricing plan, the prices you now see in the gift store reflect the actual prices you are going to pay based on the plan that you have. These are already discounted prices. And again, this is where the ribbons come into play. If you think of each of these sections on the screen, each one is a ribbon. So the first ribbon is new gifts. The next ribbon is sale items. The next ribbon is gift sets. The next ribbon is seasonal Mother's Day. And they go on down the page. And then you'll notice, let's see if I can get rid of that icon. You'll notice in the right-hand side, as you're scrolling each category, here's the category, but then here's a see all button. So you can scroll the ribbon this way, okay? But that's only gonna give you like the most popular. If you wanna see all the gifts in that category, you're gonna click see all, and that'll actually open it up into a full page for you, and you'll get to see everything. And again, the prices you see reflect the plan that you are on. So for example, if I want to find where the brownies are, and again, I love this search because I can just search for the absolute gift I want. If you're having trouble finding something you know is in here, try typing it as a singular item versus plural. Sometimes just that little thing, like necklace instead of necklaces. But you'll see here my brownies that I send all the time. The prices reflected here reflect that I'm on the enterprise plan, the $147 a month, and that $417 is 30% off full retail of $595. Those of you might be wondering, well, isn't that more expensive than what we were paying before? Yes, it is. We've had a general price increase across the board, necessary for increasing costs across the board of everything that we send from Send Out Cards, including the paper that our cards are printed on. So that increase was necessary, but that's only an increase of less than a quarter. And you guys know how powerful those brownies are. So I'm happy to pay a little bit more for them. So you will notice that, all right? So again, the prices you see here, if you're on the new plan, reflect the plan that you're on. If you were still on points, you're still going to see points. That's not going to change, okay? So that's the gift section. Again, we also have gift cards. Again, the ribbon at the top of the page, we can go search gift cards. And I think that's not working because I put brownies in there. So there we go. We have our gift cards. We have our sock store. I don't see anything in here right now, hoping that we'll find some Send Out Cards branded things coming in the future. And then we have our business building tools. And last time I checked, this was empty too. So nothing in there to see, but those are the gift options. So let's go ahead back to catalog again. And our next button, we're going to expand this on my little screen, is the editor button. Now again, I'm a little confused with this in connection with the draft orders and the draft cards. So it looks like these are cards that I've been in the middle of editing. I'm going to get clarification on the differences between those three buttons, and we'll follow up with that with questions and answers later. But just know that that's some sort of edit function, and I'm not sure what it's for, and I just hit the back button to remove myself from there, okay? And then last but not least, the campaign store. I love the campaign store, guys. For those of you who also work with a lot of business professionals, you know we get the questions all the time, well, can I just have campaigns ready-made for me? And we even have customers ask us to do them. We've had these first impressions cards for a while, and they've been great, but now we have even more to offer. And this is also where upfront commissions are going to be paid for those of you that are referral partners. When a customer adds these to their plan, we make money on these one-time commission fees. And you'll see again the ribbon at the top of the page here highlights the essentials pack, which is probably going to be one of our most popular. I like to think of it as the beginner campaign pack. It includes the handwriting font package, and it includes the first impressions cards. If you already have the first impressions cards from the old platform, you will not be required to purchase them again. You will not be required to purchase your handwriting again. All of that's going to transfer over, okay? These are just for brand new users. And you'll notice as we go down below, let me close this tab so the page is better seen. You'll see the essentials pack. If people don't want the first impressions cards, they can just buy the handwriting. And if they just want the first impressions cards and not the handwriting, they can do that too. All right, lots of options. And then you can also get down to, if you're a referral partner and you want some of the business building tools, they're available right here. And again, you can purchase them. And these were highlighted at corporate. For those of you who aren't familiar, the Campaign Folio literally has a sample of all of our sample campaigns in a beautiful folio, very professionally done, and just an ability for you to share samples with people, let them touch it. We are tangible touch marketing, so this is really a great way for them to get their hands on what some of these cards are actually going to look like, feel like, that sort of thing. Then we have the master sample pack. This is literally a copy of every card in every campaign from the campaign store. And what's really cool about this, guys, is you can buy refills. So if you have a particular industry you're focusing on, like I work with a lot of realtors, so when I was at convention, I bought extras of the real estate set, because sometimes you're out with a prospect and they want you to leave a couple samples. They want to show them to somebody, and this gives you the ability to do that at a very low cost. So you don't have to keep sending yourself sample cards. You can just buy these packs, and they're really easy to use. So those are the refill packs. And then you'll see, again, we're going down to these ribbons. The next ribbon is all the different ones we have. And again, if I take my bar or my cursor and I scroll, I can see all the different categories that we have campaigns for in the campaign store. Or I can scroll on down the page and then they're all broken out. What's really great about this too is you can actually preview what every card looks like. Now, if you just want to get a quick look at the outside, you're going to click on View Items, and you can literally click through each card, okay? Now, what's really great, I'm getting if you guys lose me, I'm getting a message that says my internet connection is unstable. So if we get issues, I apologize. If you want to see what the entire campaign looks like, click on the actual picture of that preview button, and it pops up in a preview window. Guys, this is awesome. You can literally look at every single card inside and outside. So you'll see here the 5 cards in this particular campaign. The thumbnails are right up here. And then for whatever card I'm on, you'll see that highlighted with a red ring or red border around it. I've got the front of the card. I've got the inside top of the card. I've got the inside bottom of the card. And again, all of these are done with stock messages that can be edited if the user chooses to do so. And I've got the back of the card, which will be a standard Send Out Cards logo unless they add something to the back of each of these. And again, they can certainly do that. And once they purchase these campaigns, they are theirs to use as much or as little as they like. So I just love that. I mean, I can go really look at each and every one of these. If I don't happen to have samples on me, I can show them on my computer. I just find that to be incredibly powerful. So I think I've covered everything except for the card catalog itself. So let's just go talk about that real quick. So the main page of the card catalog, you're always going to see, again, your name at the top. And if you scroll down here just a little bit, again, here's this ribbon. And I loved how Sawyer explained this top ribbon at corporate. If you notice, there's a previous button and a next button. And as you scroll through here, these are actually just giving the user prompts or ideas for cards that they could be sending. Somebody just wants to celebrate some fun. Maybe you want to inspire somebody or make them, have a better day, who doesn't when they receive one of our cards. Maybe you need to send thanks, and you'll see that there's hot buttons on each one of these. It'll take you to more cards in that particular category. Okay, then as you scroll down, we have again a great search bar, and the search bar can let you filter by all cards, photo cards, or catalog cards. Now, one thing I will suggest, get familiar with which ones are the photo cards, because as you're sharing Send Out Cards, if you have the premium or the enterprise, your gift account walkthroughs are included as free cards, as stock cards, as catalog cards, not photo cards. So if your user chooses a photo card and edits that, they will be charged. And I'm not even sure how that charge process works. I'm still trying to get an answer on that. But just stick with the catalog cards when you're demoing the system, and you won't run into any trouble. So you see we've got lots of categories. We've got Just Because, we've got Birthday, we have Celebrations, we have Build Your Own, we have Holiday, we have Love, we have Thank You, we have Well Wishes, and then we have the search bar if you want to search by something a little bit more specified. Now, I did have somebody ask me last night if we could get subcategories, like if we click on Holiday, if we could have subcategories come up like we used to in the other platform. I think that's a great idea. I would send it to support@sendoutcards.com. Now, of course, you can search it. So if we wanted, you notice when I click on Holiday, Holiday shows up in my search bar. So let's see what happens if I click on Easter, or I type in Easter. And I click Enter. And I'm guessing that that's going to give me Easter cards. Now, I do notice that I see lots of Easter, but I also see lots of other ones. So that function may not be quite as savvy as it needs to be at the moment. But again, it works like the campaigns where you can search. But send that suggestion into support. I know they'll add it to the list. And again, you may not get a direct response back, but trust me, they're reading everything we send. And I would also add the suggestion that if you have more than one suggestion, send them as individual messages, because that just helps them disseminate those requests out to the appropriate people. So I hope you enjoyed these tips, this preview, this tour of what all these new buttons mean and where they take you and what they do. The next videos I post and share will be actually how to send a card, and I'm going to do each of them separately. So stay tuned for more. I hope you find this helpful, and please feel free to share this with your customers and prospects as well as a little orientation for them. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for letting me share. Bye-bye.